I know obviously you've been in a very tense situation today, and I know in the past couple of days, for journalists, obviously this has got to be incredibly difficult, very dangerous to having to make these kinds of decisions about just how close you're going to go in there, because it seems just like a sense of lawlessness.
Sure. I mean, I got to say, listen, there are some journalists here who are doing fantastic work. They're really putting their lives on the line to tell this story. It's a complicated story. It's not just about one side shooting the other. They're really going all out. But I got to say, just on a personal anecdote, I'm not saying this because we did anything special today. I'm saying this because I think my producer, who I was working with, actually saved my life today, and he deserves to be recognized. When the gunfire broke out today at Ramsey Square, we made a split-second decision on how we could best continue to cover the story while staying safe. That decision was made a little while later. My producer and I were actually in a taxi trying to go to another location when we were surrounded by about 50 armed thugs. These were all young, angry men. Many of them had shotguns and pistols. Some of them had machetes and large knives. They surrounded the vehicle. They wouldn't let us pass, started yelling at us in Arabic, accusing us of being spies. And there was a split second there where I thought, you know what, this is it. We're not getting out of this. At one point, they actually tried to force their way into our vehicle by opening the door. Thankfully, the door was locked. Otherwise, they would have just grabbed us outside. In Arabic, it seemed like the leader of the thugs was saying, no, these are spies. These are spies. I want them out. I want to question them. Thankfully, my producer, who is, a longtime producer with ABC News, very level-headed, he was able to convince them that, listen, we're not affiliated with any side, and he was able to calm them down, and we were eventually able to get out of that situation. But, it was so close to swaying the other way, and had they been able to open that vehicle, I definitely wouldn't be here talking to you right now.
I obviously, we can't thank you enough for putting yourself in such a situation like that, and having to make those kinds of decisions. It's a situation I think very few people could ever possibly imagine, let alone be able to deal with in reality. And before, Mohammed, before we let you go, I wanted to ask you, I mean, with the volatility being at such a heightened level that it is at, and it seems as if it is just it's a moment that anyone could just simply snap. When you're in that situation, like you're in a taxi and you're relying on someone that is watching this all unfold around them, do you feel a sense that, in fact, you yourself, maybe that driver all of a sudden has a change of heart, or someone that you're working with closely could get swept up into this?
It's a very good question. Our team here is very close-knit. We've all worked together in the past. They're an amazing team, an amazing crew. I feel 100% safe whenever I'm with them. We all have each other's backs. We will never even pressure each other in the slightest way to put ourselves in danger. We try to make rational decisions as best as we can. And I think, the one asset that I realized today that's helped me a little bit, I like to think it's helped me a little bit, is that, I don't look like a typical North American, whatever you want to call it, because of my name, Muhammad, the way that I look, it helps me blend in a little bit. And I got to tell you, I honestly believe the only reason I'm here right now is because I look the way that I do. And that just shows you just how dangerous things are here for journalists who are covering the story.
Well, we are forever thankful, obviously, for you making smart decisions, and obviously your safety is first and foremost on all of our minds here at ABC, and of course throughout the country and throughout the world as we're watching just the intensity grow in Egypt. There, Mohammed, Lila in Cairo, thank you, and of course continue to stay safe for you and for the crew that you're traveling and working with now. I think the gravity of the situation, I mean, despite the description that you give us, I think it's just almost impossible to wrap your head around, and we can't thank you enough.